Good evening, everyone. Yes, I know it's empty. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. In the description box, you're going to find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's behavioral modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they do not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, so you know the drill, folks. Please share on all your social media and read again. We also have NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding, folks, just in case the JRC has the balls to see through with their threat. We also have the links to the Agape boarding school situation. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri, for so-called troubled male teens that has, and pending, 21 lawsuits against it alleging child abuse, sexual abuse, starvation, amongst many others. Please go to those articles, share on all your social media. We have a link to their petition as well, the change.org Shut Agape Boarding School Down petition. Please sign it and share on your social media. As of right now, Agape has one staff member arrested by the FBI, a doctor who used to be on the premises who is facing prison time for convicted and corroborated cases of sodomy and sexual abuse against the students there. We also have had a whiplash of a week. If you look at today's video, you'll notice that as of right now, everything in regards to the order to shut the school down has been stalled and everything has been pushed off to the 21st. Alright, folks, we got the pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign as well, including Hoya's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you do have young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones, alright? Also, this channel is selected as 18 and older for a reason. We use profanity as well as talk about dark subjects. If you are under the age of 18, parental advisory advised should go without saying, alright? It's not my job as a YouTuber to parent your kid. Just saying. Saying is all. Also, it is 4:40 in the afternoon. I am beat. I am stressed as per usual. I don't think I know what a day without stress actually looks like. Must be nice. So if I stumble over my words, folks, apologies in advance, alright? Alright, so where we left off this morning. I'm going to try to make this relatively quick because, yeah, still hungry. And sinuses. Really sorry about that, folks. Students were observed as they arrived and departed from the school. Almost all were restrained in some manner, some with metal police handcuffs and leg restraints as they boarded and exited vehicles. Several students are transferred in wheelchairs that keep them in a 4-point restraint. Doesn't that just say we're going to integrate them into community? Bringing them in looking like Hannibal Lecter where the whole fucking town can see through the windows? Really? Sounds like hireable material to me. phlegm. This statement incorrectly infers that the JRC transport all, if not most, of our students in restraint. It actually does not. It says students. Does it say anywhere at all students? Seems to me you're the one doing the inferring, JRC, as you've done throughout this entire article. Once again, you're answering a challenge that has not been raised. One has to wonder why. Freudian slip, perhaps? Maybe. JRC has a school-wide variance with EERC, Massachusetts Department of Early Education and Care. Again, not the best source. They allow you to continue to operate. So you have to forgive me if I don't think they're actually the best judge when it comes to these kids' safety. To use restraint during transport when clinically indicated for the student's safety. I know for a fact, JRC, that you have literally using fucking belts to restrain people. Now, I've been around medical hospitals and all this shit since before I could fucking walk. Those are not protocol when restraining a person. You want to know what those are, JRC? They're called fucking zip ties. Okay? Not fucking belts and whatever we could find on us that day to tie somebody down, okay? You are a school that brings in millions of dollars every year. You're trying to use not just restraint, but things that I've never seen before be used in restraint and justifying it. Fucking belts. Belts. Okay? Transport restraint is permitted under the Massachusetts Department of Mental Retardation regulations. Again, you have to forgive me if I'm not going to use them as my authority on whether or not something's safe, considering they are still, in 2006, calling themselves the Department of Mental Retardation. Really? Yeah, they sound like they're up with the times, don't they? The rest of the world in 2006, I know because I worked in the field. Yes, even in 2006, I was starting to do the circles around the rest of the disability self-advocacy movement. I know for a fact that at that time, the majority of the states were using the terms intellectual disability. You have to forgive me if I'm not going to trust an agency who remains solidly in the fucking 80s. During the first NSED visit in April, the average number of students transported in restraints was 49 out of 248, 19.75% of total students in restraint for those 2 days. That is actually a pretty goddamn high percentage, JRC. That's nearly a quarter of the people that go to your school. Literally a quarter of the people that go to your school, almost a quarter of them, are fucking strapped up like Hannibal Lecter, but like with Dollar Tree restraints. It's insane. You're going to have me believe that a quarter of your students are so bad that you need to strap them down like this is fucking Silence of the Lambs. Really? But they may run away. Good. I hope they do. I hope they run fast and far. I hope they run so fast that you fuckers can never catch them to put them in that hellhole again. Just saying. What they don't tell you is those 4 restraints. They'll tell you it's because you're trying to keep them from hurting themselves or others in the moving vehicle. What they don't tell you, a lot of those kids in those 4-point restraints are what we call runners, trying to get the fuck away from these animals. Yeah, but they won't tell you that. They're going to tell you, but they could do dangerous behaviors. And before you idiots go and tell me that I'm making light of those situations, I've not. I've worked, again, in the field, which is how I know how they do this shit is batshit insane. Batshit insane. Okay? You know, I was around towards the very end of the institutions, okay? Again, I've been around these circles. I know what they used for the fucking restraints. Even in the early days, they were not using their personnel's own fucking belts. Strapped to a 4-point chair. For what? You don't know what they were doing in the house. Hitting you for hitting them? Sounds reasonable to fucking me. I don't make light. I am aware of the realities of people who cause severe harm to themselves and others. For the love of God, look at my fucking childhood. Tell me I don't fucking understand. I goddamn get it, okay? I've been on the fucking receiving end. I understand how dire the situation can be. But when you are going to fucking tell me that a quarter of your students, more than likely the nonverbals, deserve to be in a 4-point restraint chair for transportation, and if you look on their sheet, all it says is non-compliance, like it did Voluntary McCollins, something's not fucking adding up here. Something is really fucking wrong with this picture. It seems to me you're treating them like animals. And you know what they say about those of us you treat like animals long enough, right? Yeah. During the next visit in May, only 45 out of 243, 18.51% required restraint during this report. These numbers certainly do not constitute most of the JRC students. No, it's only a fucking quarter of your kids. Not a big chunk at all. It's actually a large chunk, JRC. Are you on crack? By the way, making the boast that we only abuse and dehumanize and treat like subhuman fucking human beings a quarter of the kids that are in our school is not the fucking flex or defense you think it is. Again, that makes you look more monstrous. The fact that you are preying upon the most vulnerable of our population, the nonverbals. It is a level of disgusting and just out and out fucking evil that I can't even fucking tell you. I can't even goddamn tell you. It is fucking sinister what they do. And I'm going to close out on that. We don't get very many reviews on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this evening. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'm going to go get food. I'm freaking dying. Bye, everyone.